In this video, I'm going to discuss a new tool that is called Armitage. Armitage is nothing but a graphical version of Metasploit framework. In Metasploit framework console, we are just sticked to type the commands, that is what we call console commands. But in Armitage, what we can do is we can also type the commands in the console, or we can also navigate through the graphics libraries and graphics payloads. So in other format, Armitage is somewhat extensible and more than enough than the console area of Metasploit framework. Armitage is nothing but just a graphical and console version of the single console version of Metasploit framework. In order to get started with Armitage, you just have to type in the Armitage in the command terminal and press enter. Now, within the few seconds, the Armitage will begin to start, and after that it will actually ask you for some information and as well as for other things. So here it is. Now it is asking for connection and for other stuff like what will be the host. These things are the default things and you really need to leave it as it is. I'm just going to click on connect option. It is now asking me to start the Metasploit server. Yes, I'm going to definitely start the server. And now I'm going to have to wait until the server begins to start. And when this progress bar completed successfully to this point, our Armitage graphical user interface will appear to us. So as you can see that now I have completed, and this graphical interface has been confronted to me. In the left area, as you can see, this is the panel which is you can see you can just expand it and shrink it according to your own condition and compatibility. And these are the different exploits you can use without just confirming or approaching the console area of the MSF, and these are the different exploits you can just use. Not only that, you can also use the different kind of payloads like Java payload and the payload which we have used in the previous videos. These are some of the examples of those payloads like bind_tcp we have used in the previous videos and tutorials. Then you can use other kind of payloads depending upon your condition. You can check all of them and could use each one by one against your target PC and could hack that. And if you don't really like the graphical interface, then don't worry, Armitage also have a console kind of interface for you too. That is actually a console interface where you can actually type in your commands and create a structure for the different type of commands. And these are the different stuff and different ways to hack any computer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a simple example of how to use Armitage to hack any kind of system. So if you just click on the host option in here and click on the add host option and just type in the IP address of that target computer. So I'm just gonna finish it and get back, and I'm just going to type in CMD, and then I'm just going to open it, and then after that and we'll type ipconfig, and then after that I'm just going to get back and find out my IP addresses. You can see that in the previous videos my IP address was 192.168.1.6 and now it is 1.9. so make sure that if your IP address is automatic, then you should definitely check it out regularly. If your IP address is not automatic, that is static, then you really don't need to worry about that. So I'm just gonna get back into my computer and I'm just gonna type in 192.168.1.9 and click on the add option. So what it will do is I'm just gonna click on OK, and this is now actually added into the list of my hacking devices or target machines. As you can see that this is 192.168.1.9. So now that we have 192.168.1.9, we are able to hack the system and apply different kind of hacking techniques on it. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to actually click on the attacks option and click on find attacks, and then it will give me an option of different kind of attacks. As you can see that now it has given us the option attack analysis complete. You will now see an attack menu attached to each of the host and target windows. I'm just going to click on OK. And as you can see that as this computer system is not vulnerable, so it is not showing us any kind of attack system. But if you just talk about other systems, as you can see that these are the other operating systems I have actually targeted, and this is 192.168.1.5 and .1.7.1.4 and other systems. As you can see, if you just click on the attack option, you can use different kind of attacks on these kind of systems. So it is very easy to actually hack any kind of system and attack different types of stuff. So now let's take an example of 192.168.1.5. I'm just going to right click on it and click on attack option, and then I'm just going to use any of the options in this one, but this time I'm just going to use DCERPC. This is actually a DCOM Windows attack, but before that I'm just going to check the exploit, that whether this exploit is workable or not on this kind of system or not. So I'm just going to click on the check exploit, and this exploit does not support the check. So in this way you can check any of the exploit like HTTP or any of the way. So I'm just going to check like for example IIS or MSSQL exploit or MySQL exploit. This will be the payload. So yes, this is the launch IP address, and let's see what happens, whether the check exploits works or not. So exploit running as background job, and yes, we connected the confusion or refused for the remote host. Might be the reason is that 192.168.1.5 host is not up for a while, or it might be down, or the IP address would have been changed to someone else, or this IP address would be given to someone else, because I have actually added these hosts 1 week ago. So might be there would be a chance that in this network I'm using, this IP address would be allotted to a computer that is currently shut down. So that's why it is saying that the connection was refused by the remote host 192.168.1.5. But if it was up, then definitely there would be some activities going on. So for that purpose, I'm just going to get back, and then after that I'm just going to open the Google Chrome option, and then I'm going to type 192.168.1.1. admin will be the password username, and then I'm just going to use my own password and click on login button. And now I'm just going to get into the device info and click on the DHCP option, and as you can see, these are the different options, the different names and the different things have been allotted. So I'm just going to use the 192.168.1.6 IP address. So I'm just going to get back, and then I'm just going to open and add the host. That will be 192.168.1.6, and I'm just going to add the host in there. So now another host has been added, this one, and once again I'm just going to find the attacks option, and let's see whether it is vulnerable or not. So it is still working out, and it is not vulnerable. So I'm just going to scan it, and we'll check out that which window is this. TCP open. Okay, these are the Nmap scans. You can check out that which port is open and which port is not. Then you can just use the services, the different services that has been provided out there in their fresh copies. I'm just going to delete everyone because I really don't need them. I'm just gonna remove the check exploits, and then after that you can just set the operating system to Windows Vista or 7. And if you are really not working out, I'm just gonna find the attacks, but still it will give you the same message because it is actually now available. So now I'm just gonna check out the different options like email, HTTP, SMTP, IIS format, and POP3 proxy 1. You can use different options in this case. So I'm gonna use the HTTP option. Sorry, I'm just gonna get back, and I'm just gonna select any of the options in here. If you like the one, you would be definitely familiar with that. So I'm gonna use Apache mode rewrite adapt. So I'm just gonna click on the launch button, and the exploit failed. No encoder has encoded the buffer successfully. So as you can see that these are the options like set localhost, and these are the different options which are actually the kind of the manual way of entering. If we were supposed to use MSF console, then we would have to enter these commands manually. So in this way you could use different options and different things. Now one thing you need to remember is that these hosts are all non-vulnerable, and if you want to actually check out your exploits on vulnerable options, then definitely you're gonna have to take permission, because I am not taking any kind of responsibility of hacking into other remote system. So if you are trying to hack into the remote system, a person who is not familiar to you, then you should definitely, it will be your own solo responsibility.